What's going on, family? It is your boy Markus, aka Charslayer, here once again with another podcast here in the Digital Empire Podcast. You know, we talk about everything digital investments and entrepreneurship, and we got a special guest here, y'all. This man has been blowing up. I don't know if y'all realize this man has been killing the game in the credit space and in the funding space. Look, you know, we big in credit and funding over here, so we had to bring a specialist to give y'all some more value. My man, Darius, how you feeling, bro? You good?
Good, man. Appreciate you having me on today, bro.
Of course. You know, we had to really bring that game today. So I want to ask you, before we get into the credit, I want people to get to know you personally.
For sure.
Right? So what did you do before credit? Where were you before credit? Before where you're at in your space right now?
So before I got into the whole credit funding digital space, bro, I was in the nightlife industry. I was throwing parties.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was doing that.
That's crazy.
For about 6 years. I came home at 23. I was doing that. Yeah, for about 5.5, 6 years.
Wow.
I started off, I came home and I didn't know what I would do. So I was a collegiate athlete. So my whole life had been surrounded by football. Like that was all I knew. So when I came home, I was like, it was all new to me, working, figuring out jobs. So I tried like 8 different jobs that first year. I went everything from front desk, LA Fitness, part-time personal trainer, to Uber, Caviar.
That man said everything. He said,
literally,
we're going to try every single job that exists on the planet, boy.
Literally. And my last job was as a banker, ironically. But, the manager, she was like, if you walk out, don't come back in. She had told me I could get time off because I had planned a vacation. And then she told me she didn't. So she was like, if you walk out, don't come back. So I was like, all right, I'm out. And then I had to just figure it out. And then I went out one night, I had a friend of mine, she was in the nightlife, in the clubs. And I was like, what is this? Like, how does it work? And she was telling me. So she introduced me to the dude who was running the night. So I just say, hey, bro, I'm looking for work right now. Just seemed like a cool little gig. And long story short, like, I started shadowing him. I started working under him. Kind of like he was a mentor. For 9 months, I worked for him. He taught me the game. And then after that 9 months, I started running my own nights. And I was running some of the biggest nights in the city of Boston. And then the pandemic came, though. Pandemic shut down the nightlife. It wasn't like Georgia. Everything was still open.
Man.
But, Boston, it was shut down. So I really had to figure it out, bro. And then I came to a conference out here. And then I discovered this whole credit funding stuff. Yeah. And then, that's where I started learning it.
It's popping out here, boy. Everybody talking about it. You see what I'm saying? So, okay, so you went to the conference. You were like, look, something need to change because life is changing. The world is changing. When did you have like that moment where you're like, yo, I got to do credit and funding? Like, you went to the conference, but like, when did you take it seriously?
So after I went to the conference, I don't know where to start, bro. I seen people doing trucking, Airbnb, Turo, people doing all type of stuff. And I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to start, but I know when I get in rooms, I like to meet people. So shout out my guy, Mel, my guy, Habit Wins. He was doing credit. He was killing it. At the time, I was saying like I was doing like marketing because nightlife was marketing. So
of course
we just started exchanging value, and he was giving me plays. I'm giving him plays, and I'm like, that credit, you get the money, and then you can do whatever you want. So I started getting me right. I got my credit up, got my credit right. I went out. I got 167,000 in 47 days. I got some cars on the Turo. I had 5 cars on Turo, hire car, doing some privates. Then I paid a mentor to teach me the whole digital product game. And it was like everything went crazy after I got access to that funding. And my thought process was like, more people need to know this. Nobody talks about credit, funding. It's just not a thing. So I was like, all right, everybody needs to know this. And that's when I really just started to turn up on it. Started getting people funding, fixing their credit. And then I started teaching, bro.
So has this ever went into your mind like, I'm going to get funded and then go buy a nightclub?
Nah, so not really. I know everyone asks me that when I tell them I was in the nightlife. But for me, it's like, brick and mortar is cool. I would, I'm not saying I wouldn't do brick and mortar, but not a nightclub because I wouldn't want to be there. Obviously, I could have someone manage it and run it. But after kind of seeing the ins and outs of the industry, it can be lucrative, but I don't think I would want to go that direction.
Crazy. Because I have a friend that literally owns, what is it? Is it Tiger ATL, something like that?
Okay, yeah, Tiger.
Yeah. He owns that in another place. I just can't remember off the top of my head.
Dope.
But I think he bought it because it was like a tax break or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
buildings, real estate.
writing off and all that because of the real estate and everything. So what was your first idea when you first got the funding? Like, what was the first thing you were like, this is the goal that I want to have when I get my first funding?
So before I had started running plays, bro, I took like 3 months off the internet. Like literally, I wasn't on social media. I wasn't doing none of that because I had knew with this funding, I really wanted to go go run plays.
Right.
So my first play I was running was the car rental play. Like, I was like all in. Like I had taken mentorships courses on the car rental play.
You still doing it?
Yeah, I still got cars. Now I'm letting people manage it. Like shout out my guy Rock, he's managing my Benz.
Nice.
Back home I still have two Toyotas, the hire car, Uber driver play. That's been going crazy. And then my Jeep I'm renting out. I got a long-term renter in that. So yeah, I'm still in it. More so falling back from it now just because I'm locked in on other things. But it was definitely very lucrative. And bro, I got 5 cars with no money out of my own pocket. I literally leveraged 2 auto loans from DCU, super low interest rate. I think through 5%. And then I got some business funding, and I took the cash off the card. I went out and got some economy cars. And looking back, I tell people like, if you're in the car space, them economy cars is the play because
it is.
You go pair it with an Uber driver, Lyft driver, they're gonna keep it. Like one of my cars been out for a year and a month now, straight every month.
Can you give our audience a play real quick?
Yeah,
give them a bag today.
For sure. So listen, if y'all credit's in decent shape, I'm talking about 680 plus, no derogatories, couple primary accounts. Don't even gotta be in crazy shape. You go check out Digital Federal Credit Union, and what you can do is they're one of those credit unions where they're gonna allow you to get multiple products in a 30-day time frame. It's only when you want inquiry, right? They're gonna pull from Equifax, so make sure your Equifax is in decent shape. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go up there. You can build a relationship. To be honest, I didn't. I went up there. I opened a check, I opened a savings, dropped some money in there, about $100 each account, and then you can literally ask them about their auto loans. Now, the great thing with the credit unions, they're gonna do the pre-approval.
Right.
So what you do is I ask for an auto loan. They pre-approve me for $50,000, and what they're gonna do is you're gonna take it to the lender. You're gonna get the car. You're gonna bring them the purchase and sales agreement, and they're gonna let you get that. But then what you can do is you say, hey, I would like to get another one. They're gonna allow you to do it as long as it's in that 30-day time frame. You take that, you go get another car. The key is, if you're looking to make some money, you want to do your due diligence with picking out your car. Don't just go get your dream car. You're looking to make money with it. Go look up cars in your area that are getting rented out lots. So go on the Turo app, look at the most rented cars in the area, and just duplicate it, right? And then what you could do is you can go back, ask for the credit card now in the same 30-day time frame, not another inquiry. And then what's gonna happen is they're gonna pre-approve you for anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000, right? It's a credit union, and then you could take some money. Don't max out the car because it's personal credit,
right?
Obviously.
Of course.
But if you get approved for $25,000, go take $5,000 to $7,000 off. Go get another car, and now you got 3 cars. Now you're cash flowing anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. And at the time for me, that was a lot because I was coming off not getting no money. So that's a play y'all can run immediately, and that's not the only credit union that does that. You could go check out PSECU. They'll allow you to do that as well, amongst a bunch of others. So
man, look, I hope y'all got that game and you wrote it down because he gonna give it to you. Most people who are in this space and they know what they talking about. I remember somebody told me in another podcast, yo, give him some game, and it's like when you give the game, it's like it just comes off. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just so smooth that sometimes you can just miss the details so slow. You might need to run it back. You get what I'm saying? And just literally take the notes, because when somebody knows the game, you gotta run the play, right? So let's get into the meat and the potatoes, right? Do you have a credit repair business, or are you just teaching people?
So what we do is we have an in-house credit repair team now. I started off credit repair heavy, and what we did was we more shifted our gear towards obviously the funding. What happens is though when you're doing a funding business, you still get people that obviously need credit repair.
Of course. That's what we do. Yeah.
So what we do now is we have an in-house team. We started off doing it, then we partner with a team because credit repair is great first business. You can run up a lot of money, but then you want to work with maybe people who are maybe higher or on a different level that are headed towards that entrepreneurship, or they're already established entrepreneurs. They just need capital, or sometimes need to know what to do with the funding. So that's where we are right now.
Okay, so could you break down what it takes to really build a credit repair business for people who really want to create a credit repair business or don't even know how to?
Absolutely. So there's a few ways you can do it. Like when you're first starting, like, I teach people how to repair credit, so you can do your own, and then you can get like your first 10, 15 clients. You can be doing them manually, the disputes on their behalf. But what's going to happen, and I tell people off rip, like in my mentorship, we talk about this. After like 15 clients, it's going to be hard for you to scale. Yeah. Especially with you doing it manually. So what you're going to want to do is we teach you how to have a automated credit repair business. So we team up. We have this company we work with where it is a virtual assistants. They have our process exactly verbatim. They handle the onboarding process. They handle the dispute process. They handle the update with the clients. They have the whole CRM, the credit repair clients. And they're literally, all you have to do is market, bring in the clients, and we're getting crazy results with that. So that's literally how you could grow your 6-figure credit repair business in your first year.
Another game that y'all need to rewind.
Absolutely. And if y'all don't know, like, I don't know, virtual assistants, any business y'all in, I don't care what it is, they're gonna be a major key to your business because they're really gonna allow you to grow, and you're gonna get them for way cheaper than you get an American for. And to be real honest, they work a lot harder than
they do.
Americans. They don't need 50 million breaks. They don't got an attitude. They don't really have too many sick days. So definitely any business you're in, but credit repair, yeah, you get them in place. You show them your processes, they can duplicate it and go crazy.
So how many team members do you have in your business so far?
So my business right now, I just hired an OBM, operations business manager. She oversees our 4 VAs. I got sales director, and then we have our sales team. So about 9 people in the business right now.
9 people in the business. Yeah. How long did it take you to get to 9 people?
It took some time. So I've now been in the digital space educational field for coming up on a year. Credit overall, probably about a year and 6 months. Started off just me, and then got a virtual assistant. My first one about last July. Yep, my guy JP.
Congratulations,
over in the Philippines. Yeah, and then we just started growing. Added another one September, and then another 2, and then we just added the sales team recently. I linked up with you. You actually put me on some plays that mastermind we had. So yeah, so it's been like a year and a half.
Yeah, man. Look, so I say that because a lot of people have an expectation that it's going to be overnight.
No,
and it's not going to be an overnight success. It's not even going to be overnight building a team because you got to take your time to even hire the right people.
Yes.
Right. So we're hiring right now, and we have our own sales team. We just Ed that just came through. He's our sales manager for our team. Yeah. So we have our own team, and we want to make sure that people have an understanding that this is a dedicated process.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You just mentioned that it was 2020 when you had to make the decision to be something needs to be different, and we're in 2023 right now. So that's 3 years of a decision. And Alex Hormozy always says you got to dedicate a decade to this. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So when it comes to speaking of a decade, what do you feel is your 5-10 year goal as an entrepreneur in your space? Because technically, you and I in the online business space will be considered babies in the space.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But we're doing great for what we're at. So what would be your 5-10 year goal?
That's a good question, bro. I'll be super honest. I haven't thought of a 10-year plan. For me, I'm a year to 3 year guy because I'm always on go mode. So I'm just how can I get better? I break my year down by quarters.
Yeah,
so
I do too.
I got quarterly goals. I haven't thought as far as 5-10 years ahead, but I know I just want to be impacting more lives, helping more people. Because as the game we're in is the more skills you learn, the more you're able to apply those skills, the more you're able to help people.
Yeah.
So I'm big on investing in myself. How can I get better at automating processes, hiring, delegating, marketing. How can I, now after I can run the play, how can I help mentees, students, whatever, get to that next level that they can do the same thing? Because the more skills you have, the more money you're able to make, the more you're able to help more people.
Exactly. So speaking of money, we like to talk about money.
Yeah.
And we love making money. And we know that impact is what drives money into our bank accounts. Right. So you talked about your 3 year goal. Do you have a specific goal of how many mentees you want in your business by that time?
Yeah, absolutely. I said I would like to help at least 1,000 people make 100,000 and get access to 100,000 in funding. So that's definitely the goal that we'd like to achieve over the next 2 years.
That's lit.
Yeah.
1,000. And the key thing is that I want you to understand is that he didn't come to an approach where he's I want to make $100,000. I want to help other people make 100,000. Because if you help other people,
it's inevitable. We over deliver, you be overcompensated. Yeah,
absolutely.
If you lead with value in anything you do, you'll always be overpaid.
Right? Exactly. So I wanted our people to really take hold to that because funding is great, the bag is great, making money, traveling is amazing, and even you being on go mode is great. But the mentality of really being impacting other people's lives is for me more important than anything else because as much as you want to make money, you got to deliver.
Got to. If you don't deliver, you're not going to be in this business long. So,
you're not.
Yeah, for the people who think it's a quick fix or it's just this, it's not that. For me, bro, honestly, even before this, I loved helping people. So it was this is the most lit business because you get to do that, and as a byproduct, you get paid.
Exactly.
So it's whoa. But like you said, you have to care. You have to be someone who's gonna put your people first, people first, because that's what it is. It's a people's business, and you got to be able to deliver. Like you said, you
got
can't
to be able
making
to
promises
deliver
that you can't stand on because you ain't gonna last. So
that's crazy. I mean, I met this one guy. He said, I'm about to create this business, and I was like, all right, do you know how to do it? He was like, nah. I was like, do you know anybody else that knows how to do it? He was like, nah. I I was like, so how you gonna create a business? You know what I'm saying? So like, to me, it just doesn't make sense to start a business, one that you're not passionate about. And for me, you don't even necessarily have to be passionate about, because sometimes you can leverage something you're not passionate about to do things that you are.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? But like at the same time, if you don't entirely even know what you want to do,
you shouldn't do it.
You see what I'm saying?
That won't last.
They won't last at all. Yeah. So let's tie it back to when, you know, we're now in 2020 and you are learning the credit space. You got some cars on there. Like, what was the next step that got you to like 2023 currently?
So after I took time to just learn the game. I learned the game, running plays. I just went out. I was like, all right, let me just, because I feel like the first person you need to get a result on is yourself.
100%.
Right? So I wanted to just get me right, make sure I fully was running plays. Okay, I'm getting funding. Like a month and a half, we have like 167. I got the cars. Okay, the play's going great. And then people in my neighborhood, you know, family, friends, I'm like, yo, I can help you do this. But of course, you know, people don't take heed to it, especially when it's free or it's cheap. And that's why I say when people don't pay, they really don't pay attention.
They really don't.
So what I did, I was just helping people really for free, you know, just getting proof of concept. And then my guy Runway, you know, Runway was someone I had wanted to work with for a while, but I didn't have the means to the bread before. He had like a mastermind. So, you know, I had the funding and that was a no-brainer. I hit him up like, yo, bro, like, let's work. So I hit him up and he showed me how to do the whole digital product. Started with that low ticket framework, which was, he's a beast at what he does. So started running the play with him. And then that was around May we started working. You know, first month and a half was rocky, but then around like July, that's when it started just getting up. And then I invested in this other mentorship. It was around like content, how to create viral content. So the combination of those both, it was just crazy. So, and then then we started doing the 2-day intensives where we just educate people over 2 days. And then I had like a group. So then, you know, you check in with the group. How's everyone doing? People start getting crazy results. And then I would just leverage those results. I was selling a lot of ebooks, masterclass replays, things like that. Fast forward to 2022. Now in December is when we dropped the university, 150K from the university, which is now a core course. And then so that's how we got here.
So you now pushing everybody towards that course.
Yep. So we got the course, and the course it's a university. So our course is a little different. I know most people, if they sell a course, it's just the course, but what we have is you get the course plus we have a community, and our community is very active. I got like success students in there answering people, making sure they go. And we also do a monthly live Q&A to make sure people get ongoing support, because 92% of people don't open up courses.
Man.
Right? So with that being said, me knowing that and saying, okay, I want to impact people, I'll figure how can I make us stand out? How can I make sure that percentage doesn't, you know, we're not part of that statistic? So we added that portion, and we've had a lot of students getting a lot of results. And then, what we have is not only that, but we have our mentorship program. So 6-Figure Secrets, Credit Secrets Mentorship. That's our, 5K program where people get to tap in with me and the team weekly, twice a week. We're on just not only showing them how to get the funding, but more so like what to do with this money. Like what we just talked about, systems. 100%. How do you run a credit repair business? How do you start it? It's not just go get clients. Like how do you make sure your process is streamlined? Do you have contracts in place? Do you have agreements? Do you understand marketing? How to attract your ideal audience? Some people want to get in the digital space. That's what I do. So I show them that. The funding space. So we show them how to automate their funding process. So all of these things that I'm doing, I'm showing them literally live in our mentorship level. And what we're adding on now is we're partnering with a personal development entrepreneurship coach. He's gonna once a week, every single Thursday, be able to help people just get their mind right. Because a lot of entrepreneurship is mindset.
That's important.
I think everyone thinks, oh, it's fluff. The mindset's fluff. But the truth is, as you know, it's everything.
Man, it's everything, man. You can't, like, everybody says it takes a different mindset to get to 6 figures, 7 figures, or to no figures, to 6 figures.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it truly is a mindset shift, 100%. Man. Like, when you read these books or when you listen to the people that are out, nowadays, motivational speaking is becoming, like, hype. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's becoming like super hype right now. So like I highly suggest, listen to that ET, listen to, Darius Daniels, listen to, you got the Power Talks, you got a whole lot of other people that's out there now that's really killing the game in motivational speaking, and listen to them because they're telling you for a reason, because that's what changed their lives.
Absolutely.
And changed our lives. It's really the mindset. Bro, we wouldn't have the money without the mindset.
Hell no. Not even close. You can't have one without the other. And the thing is, like, it's like environment. It's like the most important thing is your environment. So like understanding like y'all got a family business. So it's fire because literally you wake up, mom's lit, brother's lit, y'all gonna get each other lit. So you ain't gotta worry about like no bad energy entering your space, nobody talking negative to you. But a lot of people, they don't have that. Like I remember when we grew up, like it was a phase where I felt like I was a little weird because like I was the only one talking about like, yo, I'm gonna be a millionaire and I'm gonna do all these things. And where I'm from, everyone's like, man, if you get a job at the MBTA, you feel like you lit. Like that's probably the best because in the hood, like that's it. Like you made it. So even being a promoter, it was like, yo, it's lit. You could go make a $150,000. But it's like once your mind is expanded to something bigger, like you can't unsee it. So getting around people like y'all who's going crazy, it helps me to think, all right, cool, they can do it, I can do it. Let me go get around those people. 100%. We having 6-figure, 7-figure conversations. So mindset and environment is definitely going to be major key.
Yeah, they always say, Neil always says, conversations change the conversation. You get what I'm saying? So like that you're in, like you said, your environment that you're in, it will literally change. Like, the Rich and Fit that we were just talking about, right? Yep. That is, it's literally just an environment of entrepreneurs.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and from like all day.
Absolutely.
I mean, you got Donnie Wiggins in there, you got Will in there, you got a whole lot of people that are going crazy because it's the environment.
Absolutely.
We all know health is wealth.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So like, let me ask you this, like how has health improved your overall business or life in general?
Oh, from a mental standpoint, like you leave the gym, even like scientifically, like dopamine, testosterone, all that stuff is what makes your day go. So like getting that workout in the morning is major key to your day. And you got to think like, okay, if you win the day, you do that 7 days a week or even 5 days a week, you probably had a damn good week, right? So starting that day off with a nice good lift, you right, major key. Not only that, but from a confidence standpoint, right? They say when you look good, you feel good, you perform good, right? Yep. Even from sports days. So definitely major key is health to you, your mental as an entrepreneur.
That's dope. So let me ask you this. When it comes to an entrepreneur, it's not hard to be an entrepreneur. You got good days, you got bad days.
Yep.
So like, could you explain like your daily routine for people who are curious? Because the daily routine is something that everybody's familiar with. Everybody strives to be, that model of a daily routine. Can you explain like, because I know as an entrepreneur it's different, but like some things that are like non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Like what are some things that you go through?
So for me, I mean, like you said, I know everyone kind of has their different thing. Like some people wake up at 4 a.m., do that. But I'll just be transparent. For me, mine's is I'm up by like 7:30. I get my morning routine in. So my morning routine consists of, like you said, some ET or some Steve Harvey, just that little 15-minute motivation video. I do about 15 minutes of reading. And then we hit about 15 minutes of a educational video on like YouTube. It might be Social Proof Podcast. It might be, what's his name? No Fluff. It might be one of the podcasts that's just giving out some game just to get my mind right. And then I'll hit the weight. Then I hit the gym, either Rich and Fit or I'll hit Crunch. And then from there, I'll come back. I make sure that I have my whole schedule for the day. We'll do that the night before. So that I'll look at my schedule. What are the top 3 things I need to prioritize today?
That's
Once
important.
I get the top 3 things that I prioritize for the day, then we'll go on to the secondary things. And then nighttime, I'll make sure that we repeat so we get the next day going. And that's really how we run our days.
So you said the 3 prioritized things, and a lot of people in our space often talks about income producing activities. So like in your business, like what would you consider an income producing activity?
Content.
Okay.
Yeah, content, marketing strategy, and then delegating. Those are really the things that make me the most money in the business.
So what is marketing strategy to you for people who aren't aware?
So for like, what are we doing this week in terms of checking in on our email team? Are we aiming for more booked appointments this week? Are we aiming to make some low ticket money? Are we looking to just push the webinar? Maybe last week's webinars, we looked over the data and our show up rate was terrible. What was with that? Do we need to send more pre-emails, right? So that's going to be marketing. In terms of content, it's going to be, okay, how did our content perform last week? What worked? If that worked, how do we double down on that? What didn't work? What do we got to get rid of? Because content for me brings literally the money to the business.
100%.
The DMs get flooded, the calls get booked based on the content. So the content's super important. And then management of the team. So like checking in with my sales director, checking in with my OBM, where are we at? Are things in place? Or, hey, this is what from last week, we had a couple customer service complaints. We need to clean that up. Hey, I'm looking at our close rate. It was like 8%. What's going on? We got to get that up. Why is it going bad? Oh, did we not do enough sales trainings in the morning? We have our huddle, and we call our call our sales team the dog pound. So they got their morning. Yeah. So just checking in and making sure everybody's sharp, because what I learned is when I am not involved at all in terms of like what happens is most people, they're going to hire people and you're like, word, I don't got to do it.
That's false.
Yeah, it's like, phew. But then you realize your energy is needed because people feed off you.
Yes.
And leadership is such an underrated role in business that people don't understand. The more of a leader you are, the more people look up to you and they become a reflection of you. So if you're not leading in your business and you wondering why if your business is going to shits, is because you're probably not doing what you need to do. Like even if you have leaders, like you said, Ed's the sales director, but
sure,
you still got to have that energy with him. Otherwise
100%.
it's kind of like, what's going on. So how you do anything is how you do everything. So making sure that I'm always in my best so that I can, help others be their best. Right.
That's good. That's good. So your marketing strategy are these meetings you have on a weekly basis, daily basis? Like, how does that work?
Yeah. So I meet with, shout out my guy, Adrian. It's my sales guy. We talk pretty much every single day. Same with Susie. She's my OBM. We meet pretty much every single day. Sometimes it might be 10 minutes. Sometimes it might be an hour. And that's going to be that after the gym, like, after we make our list of top 3 things. So yeah, we meet pretty much 5 days a week at least.
Nice. So this is what I've learned recently, right? And this may be more game for you that I just literally learned that I've been setting in place, is that there's this guy named Ravi Abuvala. I want to make sure I'm saying his name right. He has it where people report to him. So similar to you, but like what they do is they fill out a form and they text it to him. Okay. So his philosophy is you want to have little to no meetings as possible. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it needs to be like, he has a framework when it comes to meetings. Like, do I even need a meeting? Okay. You get what I'm saying? Like, is it necessary? If so, then how recurring is it going to be? If so, like he has an actual framework. Like I highly like it's on YouTube. It's actually really lit. We'll check that out. But what he mentions in his content is he has a form. They fill out that form and they text it to him, or a notification comes in, whatever the communication that you go through, Slack, Discord, whatever. Yeah. And he looks at that form, and so what that does is through that form he's able to make a decision. Okay, was this low? Like you said, was it 8%? Was it 20%? Yeah. Was it this? And so that form tells him everything that's going on in the business. And so from there he then makes a decision and then contacts them. Wow. You get what I'm saying? Wow. Instead of having to need to go on a phone or a call and then talking to them every day. Now, I do believe, there are certain people you talk to every day. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? That's inevitable. Yeah. But like in general, like it's about your time. Thanks. You get what I'm saying? So like, I don't know if that may help, may not help, but this is something that I've been like recently, like this week or 2 weeks ago, like been implementing, and it has helped. I haven't been on as many meetings, but I've seen that there's more efficiency. If we're on meetings all the time, then you're not getting work done.
Exactly. It makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes I can be sometimes like I kind of want to be in the just want to kind of like, I'm a little OCD when it comes to
I believe it.
So I'll be like, how's that going? Okay, what's the reason for this? But you're absolutely right, because like I said, the less times they're meeting with me, the more time they could be,
100%. So like that's something that I've realized, and I am in the mix still. You get what I'm saying? But I do feel like that's, I try not to be on the meetings if I don't have to be on the meetings. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let me ask you this. If for people who are wanting to tap in with you, who want to get to know you or want to just really work with you, like how do they reach you?
So what they could do is they can DM me on Instagram at Darius Benders. DM me the word 100K. I host a free live workshop where I'm giving you, it's not fluff, like we giving you real game. We getting people funded live on the workshop. Like last week we funded $250,000. So every week we get people funded. We show them how to get their credit in position. We show them how to structure their business, how to apply, what lenders are looking for, and then how they can take the same skill and make money. So yeah, we do that every week. Y'all can add me on Instagram, also YouTube at Darius Benders, and then TikTok, the same thing.
That's lit. Look, y'all heard it from the GOAT himself. I'm telling y'all, this man is changing the game and credit. Y'all know the conversations. Y'all hearing the conversations. We not having low-level conversations. Y'all need to be having high-level conversations. Okay? So I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Empire Podcast. Make sure y'all subscribe if you're on YouTube, like the video, comment, whatever. Tap in with my boy.
Yeah.